Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about hair care. It is probably one of the most requested videos ever. Like, people are constantly asking about my hair. Thank you very much. I'm not sure what I'm doing differently to everybody else, but I just thought I'll share the products that I use and the heated equipment that I use, so you have a better idea, I guess. I've tried a million shampoos. Growing up, I think I couldn't afford a lot of the more expensive brands, so I used to just buy high street brands. But then the problem that I used to have a lot was I used to get dandruff very quickly. I used to get dry scalp so much quicker, and I just felt like my hair just was really dry and lifeless, and just didn't really know how to fix it. So eventually I moved on and finally found the two that actually work for my hair, and which is from the System Professional, so SP range. You can get these, to be honest, you can get them on Amazon. They're so much cheaper on Amazon than if you did go into your local hairdressers. So the ones that I use is called Smoothen. I have quite dry skin. That probably adds to why my hair is so voluminous, and the Smoothen one really helped because they're very cream based, and I really like the feel of the cream. I don't really like anything that lathers a lot, like you know, like some shampoos, they provide so much foam. I feel like it just strips my hair so much that afterwards it feels even more dry. Obviously it's perfect for people who have extremely oily skin. You would want something that kind of strips your hair a little bit, you know, but for me these two work. So like I said, for dry skin, these two. If you want a cheaper alternative from a high street brand, another one that I still use occasionally is from Aussie's, and this one are the Miracle Moist range. So again, for dry skin, they do have different ones, but these ones are great and definitely much cheaper than the SP range as well. So I would wash my hair, you know, and I don't tend to put the shampoo on the bottom of my hair, so it's literally the roots. I just lather it up. It's something that I learned at London College of Fashion. They told us to, if you ever had to wash, you know, if you're becoming a hairdresser, if you ever had to wash, you know, your brides, your clients, whatever, is to literally lather the shampoo only in your roots, sort of just like mix it all up, and then get the rest of the hair in it. But a lot of the times try and not do it, because your hair at the bottom doesn't tend to get oily. It's always just your roots because of your scalp. So what you're doing by adding shampoo at the bottom is you're drying out your hair even more at the ends, and then it just, you know, you end up getting more split ends and it just gets drier, sort of thing. So I would just like say, get used to that. And then when you washed your hair with the shampoo, you take conditioner, and I use conditioner literally just at the, you know, at the ends of my hair, not in the roots. Sometimes I start from sort of there and then bring it down, and yeah, and then you just like leave it in for a few minutes. Sometimes I use a hair mask, and one that I again found, and I have bought this for a few of my friends because I swear by it, is from SP as well, and it's just called a repair mask. And again, you can buy these from Amazon, so much cheaper, and you can actually get a really large as well. So I use this probably more than my conditioner. So my conditioner bottle lasts me forever, and I love this treatment. So again, I just like leave it in the ends, and just like you know, apply it at the ends, and just leave it maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then just kind of rinse it out. Once I come out the shower, when I use the towel, I don't towel dry it. I literally just pat it, and that avoids frizziness. So when you're, you know, towel drying it like this, your hair's so frizzy, so no matter how much you style it, it just won't, you know, it just won't ever be non-frizzy, basically. I love hair oils. I'm sure a lot of you do as well, and I'm sure a lot of you have grown up with your mom or your grandma or somebody, you know, the hair oil in your hair. But yeah, so one of my favorites is the Ouai one. Honestly, I bought this earlier this year, so I bought it in January, and absolutely in love with it. I love the way it feels. What I do is I use about 2 pumps, and like in my hand, and just kind of just like do this to the hair while it's wet before I'm about to blow dry it. And then once I've blow dried it, if I still feel like my hair feels really frizzy or really dry, I just used another pump and then just like do the same thing, maybe sometimes even like sort of at the roots and stuff. And what I like is just like it really it gets absorbed so quickly and disappears so quickly, and you genuinely don't feel like you've got oil in your hair or you've got product in your hair. So that's why I really like this. It is a little bit on the pricier side, so I think you can get them from Space NK, Sephora. So the alternative that I would probably suggest is from L'Oreal. You can get this at any high street drugstore. And it's just called Extraordinary Oil, and they come in different sizes. I've got this because this is what I take for traveling, because what I don't like about some products is when they I mean, I wouldn't say, well, it feels like it's glass, but it's actually plastic, but really hard plastic. Or maybe it is glass, I don't know. But I don't like to take that traveling with me anyway. So this one's really good. The only problem that I have with this is you can feel that you've got the product in your hair, so I would be very careful with how many pumps you use. So I would probably say start off with 1 pump and then see how you feel. So hair oil is really expensive, I mean important. So this is what I mean by, like, if you want to use heat protection and other products prior, like prepping your hair prior to blow drying it. Some people, well, I really can't talk today, I'm really sorry. Some people use, you know, like volume sprays and all sorts of things and stuff, and that's fine. I always find when you do that though, you know, the next day your hair just looks rubbish. And I wash my hair twice a week, so I try and not wash it more than that, because again, I don't want to strip my hair of all its natural oils and then end up getting much greasier hair. So, and because I've taught my hair to do that, so because I've been doing that for a really long time now, I must have been doing it for 6-7 years now. I never used to do that before. My hair doesn't get as greasy anymore, just because I just let it naturally produce as oils, rather than stripping the hair by shampooing it too often, and then naturally your scalp just produces the oil to protect your scalp, and then your hair's just like greasy within a day, and then you're like, oh my god, I have to wash it every day. You don't. If you literally teach, I don't know how else to explain it, teach your hair to not produce, you know, your scalp. If you just like, you know, don't wash it too often. And nowadays, I mean, come on, you can just put it in a bun and it apparently looks cool, so, you know, why not, right? So that's what I would do to prep before blow drying. I've learned on myself to blow dry my own hair, and that's probably a healthier way of blow drying your hair straight, rather than blow drying it however you want and then spending forever straightening your hair, because that obviously means you're putting a lot more higher heat on your hair, and therefore it's more damaging. So I would say learn how to blow dry your hair. I have done videos previously where I have showed you how to blow dry your hair, but if you feel like you want a separate video on how to blow dry your own hair, please you know, leave feedback and comment below, and I will do one. It's just I don't want to repeat a lot of my videos, so that's why I haven't so far. But if you feel like you want a separate video on just how to blow dry, happily do that. And when I blow dry, I use a blow drying brush. I bought this in Sephora when I was on holiday. You don't have to get the one from Sephora, you can get any really cheap ones, as long as it's ceramic plated. So this bit needs to be ceramic, and the reason I say that is it holds on to the heat much better. So while you're blow drying it, if this part is hot, obviously you know, you get the heat through the hair much quicker. You'll see the difference. If it's not ceramic plated, you'll be there sitting forever, you know, blow drying your hair. So that's a really good way of blow drying your hair. And I like this size because I think it's just like the perfect size to get volume. A lot of people tend to use much bigger brushes, but I find the bigger the brush, it doesn't mean you get more volume, it just means your hair's, it just gets more straighter, and you know, there's a lot of air circulation and whatever. That's what I found. I used to think the bigger the brush, or the rounder the brush, yeah, the bigger the brush, it just means that my hair is going to have a lot more volume, which I don't think is actually true, having tried a lot of them out. So this size, honestly speaking, I have no idea, but I think overall it would probably come up to about 30-35 millimeters. So yeah, you can have a look. It's best to try it out, because you might not like to have the hair exactly like how I do it. So this hair right now is freshly blow dried hair, and I've used a straightener just at the ends to kind of smooth it out a little bit so it doesn't look really dry at the bottom. But I have not applied straightener at the top, and there's nothing else that I've done with my hair. I know you're supposed to use heating products, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to comment below saying you should use heat protection. I never have, and I'm just not a big fan of putting layers and layers of products. I am not even somebody who likes to use hairspray, so that's why I've just avoided heat protection, which I probably should really look into. So if you guys have any suggestions on a product that doesn't make your hair greasy or doesn't make it feel like it's got some yucky products in it, feel free. I would love to try them out. The blow dryer that I actually use is from BaByliss. This one's the Pro Speed 2200 watts. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be this one. I just like this professional one just because it's very quick. It blow dries my hair super quick. It's slightly on the pricier side, but I would say it's a really good investment. I've been buying BaByliss products for the last 15 years, and honestly they last me a very long time. Like sometimes they've lasted me almost 10 years. So I would say definitely, they're a great investment. You can buy them online, you can buy them on Amazon, you can also buy them from any drugstore like Boots and Superdrug. So BaByliss is great, and having done a few courses as well, they've always recommended BaByliss in general, and they do loads of other great heating equipment like their straighteners and their curlers. Their curlers are amazing, so I would definitely look into a BaByliss range anyway. But I would say this blow dry so far is my favorite. Very quick, and it just gets the job done. It does come with different nozzles. The reason I never use nozzles is because, again, I don't want my hair to be flat and straight. I love the volume in the roots, which is why I just use it just like that without the nozzle. And my ceramic plated blow drying brush. So I just that's enough. So maybe I should do that video on blow drying. Right, so once I've blow dried it, I sometimes use the oil back on my hair again if I feel like it's a bit oily. Sorry, if it's a bit frizzy. Oh my god, I really can't talk today. I'm so sorry guys, but as long as you guys get the point, that's what matters. Right, so I would then straighten my the ends. What I actually use to straighten it is from Remington. I know I said BaByliss. I like BaByliss hair dryers and curlers, but when it comes to straighteners, I absolutely love Remington, and I've used Remington since I was 16, I think. Since I was allowed to use a straightener on my hair, I've always used Remington, and that's why I'm really loyal to them. I've tried GHDs, I have tried BaByliss straighteners, and I have tried a few other, cheaper versions, and I've just never liked them, and I've always felt that they've given me a lot more split ends. So this one's really nice. It's from Remington. I bought this during the sale, and Boots does this a lot just before Christmas, and this one's called Shine Therapy. And the reason I like this particular one is it almost adds a bit of, well, I know it says shine, so I was about to say shine, but it talks about argan oil on the box. I don't know how that really works. I don't know if argan oil is supposed to come out of the plates or whatever, but have no idea. But it honestly, ever since I've been using this one in particular as well, I don't have as many split ends, so it's really nice. I would say look into Remington. And honestly speaking, they are quite cheap. I mean, they're much cheaper than GHDs or any other brands that people rave on about. Like, this works for me. You can buy it. It's very easy. I mean, I think the cheapest Remington is £20, which I used to use as a child, as a teenager for a very long time. No, my parents were great. Don't worry. And yeah, curlers. So I don't use the smaller curlers anymore, but the BaByliss ones I do have just in case I want to use it. But I'm, for most people that know me and know how I usually tend to do my hair, I like big waves, and that's my thing. That's like my signature hairstyle. Like, I always do the side and then just like do the big waves and then just like tuck it behind the ear. That's like my standard signature hairstyle. This one I actually bought from Tesco's, so it's a you know, supermarket in London, and this one's called THX. I've mentioned this a million times in most of my other videos, and I like that it has a clamp barrel, whatever you want to call it, and this one is about that. I think this size is 32 or 35 millimeters. You can get them online still, so I think a few people have found it difficult to find in Tesco's. I'm not sure. I think it's one of the really big Tesco's that have it. If not, just look it up online. It doesn't have to be THX. This one works for me. I mean, I just saw it and just bought it, and it was like 25 quid, I think. But you can buy any. BaByliss does do a range in this size as well, and you can get any other. It really, really doesn't matter what brand it is, as long as you can get it up to 230 degrees. And that's anything above 200. And I think generally with my straightener as well, if you have something that you can adjust, it will be great. So my straightener has the same. It goes, I think the highest is 230 degrees on my straightener, and the same thing with my curler. And honestly, if you're in a rush, the 230 you'll be really grateful for. However, if you feel like you don't want to always use that much heat on your hair, you know, you can use anything under 200 as well. That's absolutely fine. And I like my straightener as well because I actually use it for sari pleating at the bottom on myself or on my clients even, as long as it's under 200 degrees. So I have explained this in my sari draping videos. But yeah, these are the three: the blow dryer, curler, and straightener. These are the only products that I carry around, take everywhere, and just like use basically. The three brushes that I like to use, as I've already explained and mentioned, my ceramic plated blow drying brush, and that's the only one that I use. And then general brush would be, are they called detangler, teaser? I don't know what they're called. No, not teaser. I don't know what they're called actually, to be honest. Like, I should really, I'm awful. I do this every video. There's always something that I don't know, and yet I'm doing a YouTube video on it. These are great, and I use them just, you know, just to brush my hair, and it really does detangle. I think it's got a detangle brush. Why I like them as well is because if you do use human hair extensions, they're amazing without damaging your hair extensions as well, because sometimes if you use a normal brush on hair extensions, you end up ripping out a lot of hair, because obviously hair extensions get put in different directions, so they constantly get tangled. Whereas, you know, our hair just from this would always be our root, and then, you know, this is the end basically. But imagine you had a hair, you know, that you're basically fixing to a hair extension the other way around, so you're constantly going to have it's probably really unnecessary information, but anyway, just have this one. And two T's to back comb. You don't need to have a specific back combing brush. You can if you like to. I just think combs are the best, and especially the ones that are like really, really thin, and the smaller ones, the really, really narrow ones basically. And they're great because you can just literally, you know, really, really easy to use, and just into the roots, and there you go. As simple as that. And I have no product in my hair, and oh gosh. Oh my god, see? This wasn't planned, guys. Look how easy that was. This is why you need this. Right, so these are the only three brushes that I have and that I use. To be honest, that's what I use on my clients as well, actually. It's like not the same brushes, but I'm just saying, like, those brushes, they just do the job, and you really don't need anything else. If you want to invest in a hairspray, if you do like hairsprays, if your hair is really, really fine and you need something that holds it together, I like all the L'Oreal ones. So this one's quite nice. It's flexible hold but extra strength, and what I like about the flexible hold one, so it's the white bottles, always the white bottles from L'Oreal. The reason I really, really like them is because you can just brush them out and you will not have that white bit, you know, those dry white bits that you sometimes get from hairspray. So you can just brush it out and it's fine, and you can, you know, use it again. If you feel like your hair is extremely fine and you can't curl it, a great way of doing it is just like spraying it, and then you can curl it and spray over it again. So you can actually do that with this. It will not damage your hair I mean, try and not use it every single day, of course, but it's great. Like, I usually take this traveling just in case. But yeah, that's probably the really nice one. If your hair is extremely oily, you're in a rush, you don't have time to you know, wash your hair and stuff, one really good product that I have been talking about is the Aussie's Miracle Dry Shampoo. I have tried very expensive ones and I've hated them. I've not liked them, and I felt like they somehow made my hair drier, therefore it, you know, a lot of breakage and, you know, a lot more split ends. So this one's really good. It's just called, yeah, Miracle Dry Shampoo. The only thing is, be careful when you use it. That's the only thing that I would say. I mean, Batiste is quite a good one as well, and they do a dark brown one in the Batiste range. So I think I have it here. Sorry guys. So yeah, Batiste does a range as well, so this is another one. So this is also a favorite of mine, and what I like is this one has a hint of color. So this one's called Divine Dark. So for anyone with darker hair, this one's really good as well. So they're both my favorites, so I usually use either one of them. This one might be your preference if you're a first time user for dry shampoo, whereas this one leaves a little bit of that white, because it's like white powder that gets put onto your hair, and what it does is it's literally just powder, airborne powder sort of thing that just like sits in your oily scalp. So you literally obviously spread your hair, you know, so let's say if I was going to use this, yeah, so it's just like, and then the next, you know, and that's how you apply it. And then once it's settled, once you've done the whole head, what you do is you just go through it and just like do that. Gosh, I really can't speak today, but yeah, this has just given me a bit of volume, hasn't it? So this is great. Like, a lot of people use it. I would be very careful, try and not use it every single day, because if you're trying to avoid your hair getting really greasy or damaged, I wouldn't rely on this. So this is great, you know, emergency reasons. Like, I tend to use dry shampoo a lot when I travel, and if I want to do certain hairstyles and I want a lot more volume, I tend to do that as well. But other than that, on a regular everyday basis, I'd rather put my hair in a bun, even though it's yuck and gross, than use dry shampoo, because it can be quite damaging if you're using it a bit too much. I think I've covered everything that I usually use on my hair and the product and the heating equipment. So I hope you found this very useful. Please, you know, if you have any questions, I'm not a hairdresser, I'm just a hairstylist. So if you have specific conditions, I'm probably not the right person to talk to. But, you know, I will try. So, you know, leave comments, feedback. I'm sure other people will have remedies or things that they can, so, you know, have a conversation, guys, underneath. It's fine. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, and see you guys soon.